What's up YouTube, how goes it? Recently, we did a review of the HP Pavilion X360, its more lavish big brother, the HP Envy X360. Today we're looking at HP's equivalent of the S-Class or 7 series. I'm talking about the HP Spectre X360. This is HP's top of the line, premium, high-end 2-in-1 laptop, the best of the best that they can offer in their lineup. Of course, we're going to ask the ultimate question of whether or not this laptop might be worth your hard-earned cash if you are considering it, where it excels, where HP might have dropped the ball on it, and we're going to put that all together in a high-quality objective review like always. The configuration we're rocking here today has the latest 11th generation Core i5 processor. We also have 8GB of speedy DDR4 RAM, Intel's Iris Xe graphics, also a 500GB solid-state drive. It is powered by the latest Wi-Fi and Bluetooth standards on board. And lastly, this is the 13-inch variant with a touch captive display. So again, we're going to have a detailed look at this laptop and see if it's worth your hard-earned cash. If you enjoy the content, hit that like button, sub to my channel. We're a chill family here. We're always looking for more people to empower us and make high quality reviews for you guys, the awesome people. Thanks for watching. Let's get started. From an unboxing perspective, the Spectre comes in some seriously nice packaging, as it should, since it's a premium laptop. Now, since this is a loaner unit, I unfortunately don't have the big cardboard box it comes in. I do have the smaller cardboard box inside the big box, which you can see right here. Once you open this really nice looking hard box that says Spectre on it, the first thing you'll notice inside, of course, is the actual laptop itself. Once you proceed to remove all the protective packaging around it, here it is in that gorgeous petite body. This thing seriously looks premium, but more on that in just a minute. Beyond that, you also do have a instruction manual, warranty information, and some quick start guide material. Make sure you give that a quick read. And beyond that, you have a 65-watt charging adapter with a braided cable. And yes, thank God, it's a USB-C charging connection, which is absolutely fantastic. You also, of course, have the wall outlet piece. Lastly, you have another small black box. Inside here, you have the silver looking HP stylus. And this thing actually looks nice and subtle. It is made of plastic, but again, I appreciate the fact that it has that simple minimalist look. The Spectre X360 is an absolute sight to behold. It is a gorgeous premium looking laptop. At just 2.8 pounds, this is a super lightweight ultrabook that you can easily carry with you all day long. Starting off at the top side, you have this really nice metallic cold to the touch finish. No particular texture, just smooth finish. You have that super sleek looking HP logo, which you find on a lot of their high-end products. As you make your way to the rear side of the laptop, you have this steel finish that looks, again, really nice. You have the Spectre branding as well to go alongside the hinges themselves. Making your way to the bottom of the laptop, you'll find you again have a nice metallic finish, which again indicates premiumness, if that's a word. You'll also notice that you have this nice long air intake vent, of course, for the cool air to enter the laptop. And on either corner, you'll notice you have two speaker grills, indicating this is a high quality stereo speaker setup. We will of course be doing a sound test towards the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. Making our way to the side of the laptops, I/O port diversity is pretty reasonable. So you have a headphone jack, you have a USB 3.0 port on this side. As you make your way to the other side, you have two USB-C ports, and yes, both of them can transmit power. You also have the webcam kill switch, and finally you have a micro SD card reader, which would have been better substituted with a full-sized SD card reader in my honest opinion. As soon as you unfold the laptop, the metallic design continues. You have a nice premium looking inner chassis as well. However, you will notice you have a very limited amount of palm rest space here. This is excusable given the fact that this is a 13-inch ultrabook, but keep that in your considerations. Another interesting design choice here is the ultra-wide trackpad. It definitely has a lot of room on either side, but you'll notice it has very little height. Some people may not like this. I personally found I had more than enough space and real estate to comfortably browse the cursor around. Also, you do have a glass surface finish, and the clicks feel fairly tactile. There's practically no imbalance on clicks as well, which you'd expect of a high quality trackpad. When it comes to the keyboard, the HP Spectre was a bit of a letdown in my honest opinion. So starting off with the good stuff, you do have a super spacious amount of surface area on the keycaps, meaning you'll make a nominal amount of typos. You'll also appreciate that the actual keystrokes have a reasonable amount of key travel, and also it is fairly tactile. What I didn't like is the amount of wobbling you have on this keyboard. When you press on the keys, you literally see the keys being flimsy and finicky. Honestly, it feels like a relatively cheap experience. I don't know why HP cheaped out so badly on a premium product like the Spectre X360 in this regards. Now, thankfully, this keyboard is fully backlit as it should be. Also, you will notice you do not have a 10 key pad because this is a 13-inch laptop. Larger configurations do come with it, however. And lastly, you do have a fingerprint scanner directly beneath the arrow keys themselves. I want to give some kudos to HP for investing in high quality hinges on this laptop. Given the fact that this is a 360-degree tilting laptop, that is an absolute must. There's practically no wobble no matter what position you have this laptop in, which I personally really like. Also, you'll notice as far as display fitting goes, you have a fairly thin chin and the HP branding in the center. The bezels are super narrow and sleek as you'd expect of a modern day laptop in 2021. As you make your way to the top side, you'll notice you do have a rather mediocre 720p webcam. Honestly, the entire PC industry and Macs as well are just stagnant in this area. It's really a shame. One of the biggest areas where the HP Spectre differentiates itself from the Envy and the Pavilion is the display quality. This is a absolutely gorgeous display. So you have a modest resolution of 1080p with a 13-inch touch captive IPS display panel here with a 60Hz refresh rate. But things start getting really good really fast. So in terms of color accuracy, you have a 100% sRGB rating or a 97% Adobe RGB rating. The colors on this laptop are super lively, vivid, and lush. Honestly, if you are a creative user, you will genuinely appreciate just how good this display looks, and it'll help your workflow. Also, in terms of brightness, this laptop has a peak brightness level of 400 nits, which is more than enough for most indoor and outdoor settings, although it is worth noting you do have a fairly glossy screen, so if you are in a very bright lit setting, you'll definitely have to turn the brightness to the highest level possible because you get a lot of reflection and glare. Given this is a 2-in-1 laptop, it does come with HP's MPP 2.0 tilt stylus. This is a USB-C rechargeable stylus, and I have to tell you, there is practically little to no latency. If you are using the stylus in tablet mode, this is a great tool to use. It's well done, it's super responsive, and you'll have a great time using the stylus on this machine. When it comes to performance, I have a few bones to pick with HP on this laptop. First and foremost, given the fact this laptop is approximately $1150 USD, I find it really difficult to understand why it only has 8GB of RAM on board. I believe at minimum it should have 12 and more reasonably so 16GB at least, given this is HP's top-end premium laptop. With that being said, most day-to-day tasks will run super smooth on this laptop, whether it's web browsing, watching some YouTube, or even doing the occasional Word document processing. When you start doing more hardcore stuff like 4K video editing, for example, you'll notice this laptop has a fair bit of thermal throttling, so you do get the occasional frame drops, and in some cases you may get the actual program lagging for a second or two before the processor catches up to it. Now, with that being said, I did find that in the gaming department, this laptop is pretty impressive, and that's mostly to do with Intel's excellent job of integrating the Iris Xe chip. So I found games like GTA 5, for example, can actually run at medium settings at a comfortable 30 plus FPS, which is pretty impressive given the petite form figure of this laptop. Yes, don't stress, I've got the thermals as well as the noise levels covered. So I found this laptop runs relatively cool. At its absolute peak load, I hit surface temperatures of approximately 42 degrees Celsius, and I found that on average when you're doing moderate to high intensive activities, you'll get a realistic sustained temperature of about 35 to 34 degrees Celsius. Also, when you're using this laptop at relatively low workloads, you can easily go as low as 21 degrees Celsius. All in all, again, this is more or less around the industry average. Also, in terms of noise levels, you'll find this laptop hits a maximum fan noise of about 37 decibels, which really isn't that bad. Generally speaking, it runs quite cool, and rarely do the fans go off if you're using it for low to moderately intensive tasks. Also, for those of you wondering, battery life on this laptop is decent. So I found at peak brightness, I've got about 7 to 8 hours of battery life with non-stop continuous usage doing light to moderate tasks. However, if you lower the brightness to about 50%, you can easily squeeze 11.5 hours on a single charge from this laptop, which is pretty reasonable. As I mentioned earlier, you do have a stereo speaker setup on this laptop, and you'll be happy to know that they sound pretty nice overall. After all, they are powered by Bang & Olufsen. Have a quick listen for yourself.
Never pragmatic, cause we live tragic. I can't live average to be a life's magic. Turn it up in the back cause I'm grabbing everything I want, get in my way and I'm stabbing. I'll be moving crowds till I'm 6 feet napping. They need another fix, hooked on like an addict. I got my eyes on the prize and it's changing lives. I wanna live till I die, make a difference, right? I wanna give those in need a reason to fight. I wanna live every...
So here's the power summary, guys. Priced at approximately $1,150 USD, the Spectre X360 definitely charges a fair bit, and it definitely shows in some ways. So you have a very high quality build, metallic all around, and it definitely feels premium, petite, compact like a Ultrabook should. Also, you'll really love the high quality display HP's put here. It's definitely a no compromise display. The high degree of color accuracy and peak brightness will be a welcome addition to any creative user's workstation. With that said, of course, the biggest letdown with this laptop has to be its general performance. While not miserable by any means, the fact that you only get 8GB at this price point is honestly too little in my opinion. You should get at least 16GB at the base configuration of this laptop, if not more arguably. With that being said, of course, if you are doing basic tasks, this laptop is more than enough, but you are going to be doing more resource intensive tasks, that lack of RAM is definitely going to affect your overall performance. Aside from this, this laptop definitely portrays its role as a 2-in-1 machine well. You have a high quality touch captive display again, which is great with the HP stylus in conjunction, so you'll definitely find that helpful as well. As always, if you guys found this review to be helpful, definitely consider hitting that like button and subscribing to my channel. Also, there is a giveaway which is actually expiring on August 31st. That's the last day to register, so if you haven't already, make sure you do that. And if you watch this video past this date, the giveaway already happened, so please don't go posting I didn't do the giveaway. It happened, it's in the past if you're watching it after that date. And I wish all the contenders the best of luck. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you in the next one. See ya.